Mario vs. Peach here, welcoming you to Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I bet you never thought I would be playing this game. This game is an absolute favorite of mine, I can tell you that now. As you can see, I just bought this off PlayStation 3 because I saw some footage of it, and I'm like, okay. But before I begin...
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness Eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jack, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and Eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jack? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jack, I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go, Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the 3 sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or 2 stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer! You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Okay, so after that long cutscene, here we are. Jak and Daxter, the spiritual success. Oh. Anyways, she's just going to be talking. I'll walk you through it. This game is a game that I love. I didn't play it on the original PS2. I only played it on the PS3 remake as just sort of a. I was kind of bored, and I'm like, oh, I need something to do. So I downloaded this game. I was not mistaken. So what she's saying here is, these are precursor orbs. These are precursor orbs. These are basically like how Crash has your Wumpa Fruit or Mario has your coins. These are the collectibles of the game. However, these count towards your completion. Now, Jak and Daxter plays pretty much like any platformer. You run, you jump. This is developed by the same people who... That's a power cell. These are required to go through the game. Do not have them, then yeah, this will be a 100% run as well, so I'll be showing you everything. I've finished this game 100% myself. So, and every time you collect a PlayStation, I was reading the text. Every time you collect a precursor orb, a power cell. So if you press X, jump button and square, you can basically break steel crates. Now this green stuff I'm collecting is pretty much your life. You collect 50, I think, or 100, and you basically restore your health. This game has no lives, but it can be pretty brutal. Scout flies are basically, get 7 of these in every world, and you will get a bada bing bada boom, a power cell. That's our second one already, and we're only on the first episode. There are 100 and... I think there's actually 200 power cells. There's 100 and something power cells. I know that of a fact. This game... That's Blue Eco, like he's explaining. Blue Eco can pretty much power you up. Well, I'll let him explain. You probably didn't hear over me talking, but basically whenever you collect this, you see that meter in the bottom fill up. Any precursor orbs that might be near you will attract towards you, and any crates will break. Oh geez, I don't really want to die on the first level. I'm going to head down here first, because on my first playthrough I never actually noticed this area and I missed a couple of precursor orbs. Precursor orbs are something you will need to collect a lot of, because even if you're not going for 100%, you will need to have a certain amount of these to actually progress through the game. So I would recommend doing this game 100%. It's one of those kind of games where you can't actually put it down until you finish the game 100%. I finished this 100% on my first run. I don't know why, I just wanted to. And obviously because it's developed by Naughty Dog and it's a spiritual successor... anyways, I'll let him explain.
precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling blue eco
Yep,
through
so
your body.
can't open these without blue stuff that we're heading towards. Yeah, so it's tutorial land, guys.
That's
So
a blue eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of blue eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
So this game is pretty much going to be my replacement from Sonic Adventure because I lost my memory card. And bang! Easy as that, we got a power cell. They're not going to be, trust me, they're not going to be this easy in the future to find.
Good work. The blue eco caused the door to open. With blue eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts.
We will
that
find that
have
out
been
later,
over the
as you will
years.
no doubt guess. So, you can spin, as this is, oh gosh.
Those
I've explained this to you.
energy on the ground are a type
Yeah,
of
so it is
eco.
50.
Pick up 50
Naughty Dog
small green
created
ecos
this game,
or one
so
big
obviously
green
it's got a
one
hint of
to
Crash in there. You can
increase your
spin,
health.
you've got your double jump. So I think that's partly the reason I like it as well. Just because I can sense Crash Bandicoot in this, and it's just so good. This game is so well made. I can see, like, I finally understand why people love this series so much. Alright, so we found all of the Precursor orbs, and we found our last power cell, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so is that all of them? Yes it is. And we will grab this and charge this platform to head back to the start. Jump down. Oops, I pressed triangle. Actually, before we enter, so if you press triangle, you go into first person view. You can pretty much look around. Not that much interesting. But let's go through.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of
Pushing
here!
off screen, Sage. Okay, so here we are in what's this place called? Sandover Village. There are missions in every village we visit, so it is important to talk to all the townspeople to get missions, just so you know what you're doing. Now, if we head over here and talk, I forget what her name is.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Okay, so obviously we've got a couple of tasks to do, but I'm sorry this episode was a little bit cutscene, tutorial heavy, but such it is with games that you frequently start. I guess in the next next episode we will explore Sandover Village, and I guess we'll see what awaits us there. I will see you guys then.